Design is embedded in the everyday and has intrinsic value. This design theory contributes to interior design education as a primary condition to be read by undergraduate interior design students. Studying the aesthetics of the mundane enhances development of the critical mind. It reveals to the student that everything has value: everyday objects, underserved populations, and modestly detailed buildings. Samuel Mockbee said architecture must address social values as well as technical values. If design education originates with everyday objects, students will begin an essential agenda. Design is for the masses. Interior design shapes lives in the most fundamental and personal way. Interior design isn't only for the wealthy. The built environment is a part of our collective memory, whether canonical or mundane. Memory and cultural identity are inextricably linked. So that gives ordinary objects like a recycling center or a gallon of milk a design status that's not always initially evident. It's our responsibility as interior designers to explain to the world the importance of good design, to promote access to good design as a basic human right. Eva Franch said, "Without measure, human beings produce endless amounts of energy in social, political, and environmental terms. Previous models of thought would see pollution, war, and destruction as collateral effects or damage of desired systems of production. Architectural strategies geared toward the construction of an ideatopia that projected remediation strategies to counterbalance the existing conditions toward idealized notions of creativity, nature, or architecture. The construction of the future was always a highly calibrated image of the past." This studio is committed to reconsidering design through the lens of everyday recyclable objects. These items are not collateral damage of an ideatopia. They're design tools for the future. The second year studio builds on student-formulated critical position regarding ornament and grime and sustainability. The students began the semester by studying Adolf Loos's Ornament and Crime and Campkin's Ornament from Grime. These are both writings that critique the role of ornament in architecture. They researched and made a claim regarding their position on each author's stance. And through a series of exercises, the students examined and drew and photographed recyclable artifacts. And after drawing the objects in 3D modeling software, they composed a taxonomy and organized these everyday items by their formal and aesthetic properties. By documenting these common items, the students were exposed to the concept that good design is everywhere, even in an old bottle cap. These mundane objects are designed and have merit. Through digital and analog collage, they imagined a world where one can inhabit the found objects as if they're interior spaces. They curated and designed an exhibit displaying the merits of recycling, along with a small community recycling center for downtown Knoxville residents. Using the recycled objects examined in previous work, they transformed these items into spaces for the exhibit. In some cases, they aggregated objects to create space. In others, they reinterpreted recyclables into 3D printed models. The first iteration of the studio was set in the McClung warehouses, and this second was in the Industrial Belting Building on Depot Avenue. The project required the students to synthesize their previous design research, produce a design concept, and consider the context of these deteriorating old city structures. They transformed these recyclable objects through abstraction of their earlier inquiries to create space. The ability of the exhibit to convey the importance of recycling was of primary concern. The designs promoted the spirit of recycling, the value of the everyday, and the old city community. Building a connection between the value in everyday objects and everyday people was crucial. This student's project examines the effects of pollution in the Knoxville waterways. She notes the effects of large debris accumulating in the Tennessee River watershed and how it worsens as the creeks and streams drain into the river, creating a waterway saturated with the consequences of our pollution. Interactive displays are water tanks, showing how the density of pollution diminishes as one travels upstream to the headwaters. A plane of paper ketchup cups hangs over the ramp and creates a textural surface geometry, exposing the qualities of everyday objects by using them in a surface matrix. This glass recycling exhibit demonstrates the artistic qualities of recycled glass and conceptualizes the infinity fragmentation dialectic, a cradle-to-cradle process. Glass infinitely recycles. Glass fragmentation is physical and reflective, literal and phenomenal. The rounded shape of the interior volume suggests infinity. The displays are fragmented with pieces of recycled glass, reflecting light throughout the space. Refracted and reflected rays of light serve as a visual metaphor for the recycling concept, creating a didactic exhibit space. The interior design students are transitioning from an analog to a digital world, a transition that can be really challenging for many. And by first introducing software and 3D printing through a series of small design exercises and then applying that learning to the final design product, the students understand these tools without the stressor of simultaneously designing an interior environment. It's a crucial time in their design career, and with this series of introductory exercises focusing on design research and digital representation techniques, a more critical design project is possible. Introducing an understanding of design research at this stage in the curriculum enhances future studios in critical thinking. It exposes them to the concept that everything has value: everyday objects, underserved populations, and modestly detailed buildings. Design is everywhere. Thanks.